Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the questions. So the question is about primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention. I think I would like to work with families in primary and secondary prevention because it allows the opportunity to address the families who are at risk and where the situations haven't arisen yet. And also it helps prepare families for situations if they happen to arise. And then the second question is, when teaching family life education, what are potential problems if an educator slides into providing therapeutic remediation? Well, we're family life educators, not therapists. And if we do provide therapeutic remediation, it can lead to problems for ourselves and also those who are listening. So if families we're working with need therapy, it would be right for us to encourage them to find a licensed therapist who would be able to help them. The next question has to do with why it's critical to be thorough in identifying the problem or need of the target audience. It's critical to be thorough in identifying the need because it provides a built-in rationale for doing the program in the first place, and targeting a specific need or learning of specific problems from a population may be more likely to motivate community support. And a way to do that would be conducting surveys or interviews to help identify the problems and needs for a target audience. The next question is, what are simplified ways you could assess and respond to specific needs? And having them fill out a survey or conducting interviews would be a way to assess specific needs. And in order to respond to them, we could find books or websites we could relate to them and regarding their specific needs for our practicum. I'm going to go ahead and answer the questions for chapter 16. Let's see. It says, as you read the chapter on marketing, what thoughts or insights did you have about marketing family life education? Well, marketing family life education will need to start by finding out what type of information is needed for the audience of the program by doing questionnaires or surveys and by having information about the target audience, which will help on how to market it. For example, if your target audience is parents with school-age children, you could advertise at your local elementary school. The next question is, why is it an important aspect of marketing to emphasize on assessing and understanding the needs? And assessing target audience needs ensures that the resulting educational programs are relevant to individuals and families. Because if the family life education programs are not designed to meet specific needs of a certain population, it will probably fail. So to have a viable product, people must first feel that they have a genuine problem and that the product offered is a good solution to that problem. The next question is, have you ever tried to market a product before? And even if the product was as simple as selling lemonade at a lemonade stand, and if so, what was the product and what worked, what didn't, and what would you change about to market more effectively? I've marketed a product before, and it was a health drink. My husband and I signed up for a multi-level marketing company, and I used the product and I loved it, which is the reason I wanted to market for the company. And although we didn't make much profit from the company, another thought that came to mind was, another thought that came to mind was the essential oils that I use for my family. My sister is part of the company, and she got me interested in essential oils, and because of her, I started using them, and I have seen great results with the essential oils for my family. And because I was excited about how well it was working for my kids, I usually tell everyone I know about the oils. So experience is a seller. And in marketing family life education, I think there needs to be excitement and also experience. So it's easy to sell what you've experienced and what's worked for your own family. If you learned something that works well in your own family with your own children, people are more willing to listen and to give it a try than if you've never experienced positive results for yourself. And then the chapter 1 questions, Duncan and Goddard described the various approaches in family life education and what approach do I subscribe to, or do you subscribe to, and why. The approach I subscribe to is the collaborator approach, because I feel the family life education the educators need input from their participants in order for them to have ownership of the class. Collaboration engages both the educator and the participant in the learning and teaching process. The second question is, what are your beliefs about the purpose or role of the family, and how does family life education tie in with your beliefs about the purpose of family? Well, I believe the family is the fundamental unit of society, and as the author Frederick Douglass said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men, meaning that it's important to do our best to build strong families who will raise resilient children. Family education ties in with my beliefs because it is the family. If the family is strengthened, then the whole of society will be strengthened. And the third question is, what are the values or beliefs that provide guidance as you work with people? I just picked 2 principles. The principle of agency, which I feel is very important, which is people are free to make choices, and one can offer guidance or advice, but no one can make the person think, feel, or act in ways contrary to that person's choices. And I believe it's always important to remember people have agency no matter what the education. It is their choice to use it. And the second principle that I really liked is the principle of movement. Life is movement. Since life can't be captured in a shadow box, people must always be on the move toward one set of goals or another. And the key is to move briskly and wisely towards carefully chosen goals. To stop growing is to die. And I like that one a lot. And the last question is, as important part of the family life education is helping to motivate those you work with, and what is needed to motivate people, and what role do you play in motivation process? A reason is needed to motivate people. Finding out who they hold dear to their heart and help them realize that changing for good is to help improve themselves for those they love. So as a family life educator, we play the role of family advocate and in essence a cheerleader in their efforts to improve themselves and their family. So, yeah.